Hey guys, I'm in the private section here at a beautiful, one-of-a-kind place here in Denver, Colorado, called SeaQuest. And today, the BioDude and some of his crew, we are doing a complete overhaul on some of their exhibits. And right here, we have their interactive iguana exhibit. Now, these guys are a bunch of rescues. Oh, thank you. Hi, yeah, I don't have any lettuce. So these guys are, endemic to a lot of Central and South America and in Florida now. They're not really good pets, but these guys have been being real spoiled here. So in other different sections of this exhibit, they have power sun fixtures to make sure they can get their UVB and their heat. And they also have an interactive exhibit when they can have families come in here and hand feed the iguanas, which I think is really cool. Because iguanas get the crap end of the stick a lot. And a lot of times people get them, can I have kisses? Thank you. People get them and they don't understand the size that they need, the amount of space that they need, the expensive lighting that they need, the varied diet that they need, and just their level of intelligence that you have to provide for them to be happy in a captive environment. And I have to say, I'm really excited about getting everything going today. And again, guys, this is SeaQuest here in Colorado. Come and check them out. It is a full walkthrough exhibit. It is a one-of-a-kind place. I think me and Mrs. Iguana here are ready to get building. Due to vibes.
I have to tell you guys that I was absolutely blown away by the amount of care and detail that SeaQuest Denver really put into their overall exhibit and the experience. Really, guys, what stood out to me the most is that these people genuinely care about their animals. I love the iguana exhibit. It's the first thing that people see at the very beginning. They can feed the iguanas, they can do all this good stuff with them, and you guys know iguanas get the crap end of the stick in our community the most. Besides turtles. And it's just really nice to see them, educating people about them and, trying to, always continually improve their standard of care as well, which is why BioDude was so happy to be given the opportunity to come in and work with them.
All right, I got about 10 cartfuls like this of BioDude products. I think it's time for us to get building. Pretty exciting. So we have a couple enclosures that we're going to be doing today, a total of 9. And you guys are going to see a little bit of everything, a bunch of enclosures looking and being built at the same time. But don't worry, I'm going to cover everything at the end of this video. So in here we got a beautiful tank that I'm really happy with. We got some slate rock and we got some other Oklahoma Creek rock, with a lot of other nice plants in here. So that was for some Agamas. We also did a temporary enclosure for their resident Uromastyx. Now, going bio with Uros can be quite challenging. You want to make sure that you have a lot of experience keeping that species if you do decide to go bio with them, just because of the hotspot that they require makes life around it very hard, but not impossible. You can see we have a good amount of healthy edibles in there. You got our elephant feed, our aloe, which we all know if they eat that whole aloe vera in one sitting, they might have a little bit of runny poo, but it is a good source of hydration. Now we're ending up moving to 2 of the lower enclosures. So the left enclosure that is across from me, that is like the big hole in the ground, that's for a leopard gecko, and this enclosure is for a bearded dragon. So essentially what I'm doing is we disinfected the crap out of this enclosure, and then we ended up dumping in a good amount of my Terra Sahara. As you can see right now, I am mixing in some of my southern palm leaves, some cork bark chunks, and I'm getting down in there and getting dirty. After I got some of the stuff scaped the way that I wanted, I'm just going to go ahead and get some of it planted. Overall, this exhibit, these next two exhibits that I'm doing, they're probably going to be my favorite, just because this is one of the most, besides the iguana, this is one of the most, hands-on. They're not necessarily hands-on, but visually, because the kids can really get up close, and it gives the critters a lot of space. That's also what's really important, is they have a lot of space, and, we know that SeaQuest is going to do a great job at making sure that these guys get really good care. So got some grapevine, you know, not terrible, looks pretty good. All right. So as you can see, that's the finished product for the bearded dragon. You can see that the hotspot's in the very back. Now they are going to, like I said, they are going to be adding in another hotspot. Let's go ahead and get this dude in here. There we go. So, you know, he is a really pretty bearded dragon, and you know, just like any other beardy, it takes a little bit for them to get used to their surroundings. But let me tell you, we know for a fact that he caught on real quick. Now it's time to get this other enclosure cleaned out. So we're working on getting this enclosure nice and filled up with Sahara. You know, same thing. Southern palm leaves, live oak leaf litter, cork bark pieces all mixed together. Now, since this is for leopard geckos, I'm doing a lot of different, you know, stuff for them. Really exciting. They've had this pair, or excuse me, they've had this group for some time. And I'm really, you know, loving how active they are even right after putting them into the cage. You know, they instantly started exploring their surroundings, instantly started digging and looking around, being like, hey, what's going on? You know, so again, SeaQuest is going to be adding in a bunch of your springtails and a bunch of your isopods, which is, you know, essential for everything. As far as misting is concerned, guys, they're going to be misting these enclosures pretty, you know, often, you know, making sure that they can maintain that humidity type of setup, humidity spikes. So next, what we're building is emptying out this this pretty large enclosure for the resident ball python. So after getting it all cleaned out and scrubbed, I'm now mixing the substrate. So after mixing the substrate, you know, I went in and added, you know, my AAA sphagnum moss, my cork bark chunks, you know, my BioShot, and then I started scaping. Now, I really like this because I brought some pretty cool looking cork bark pieces, like cork bark tubes, some other stuff like that, that I really think really brought this tank together, which, again, I'll be highlighting the completed process at the very end. We got a really nice waffle plant up there in the corner. You know, so this obviously for a ball python, it is a, you know, a beautiful snake. I'm really excited to see him in here. We did talk to SeaQuest about his permanent enclosure should be at least a 4x2x2, and that is something that they are really working hard to get that snake into a larger enclosure soon. But when they're ready to do that, BioDude will be there to give them everything they need, as well as make sure that, you know, we're giving that beautiful snake as much space as they deserve. So really happy with how this enclosure turned out. I feel like the little one seems pretty happy, overall enjoying the surroundings. We have heard from SeaQuest in regards to how we're doing. We're having great clean sheds, we're eating, and really heading back to positive. Now, this is a 20 gallon long enclosure that they were setting up. So this is, you know, a completely acrylic front. So what I have in there is my hydro grow with some of my terrafauna. And it's really exciting because this enclosure was a lot of fun. The only time when you're doing aquarium conversion such as this is the glass on the top filters out all UVB. It also doesn't allow you to have a hot spot because you can't put a heat dome on top of glass. So that's something that, you know, that we weren't sure exactly what was going in there. All right, so we're now headed over to the biggest enclosure of the day. And this is for a really magnificent snake. Let's go check it out. All right, so I have an emerald tree boa enclosure, a long-term captive female that I'm doing. This baby is 6 feet by 4 feet by 6 feet by 3 feet. We're putting 16 bags of firma, a huge ficus tree. Yeah, and it's hot. And guys, it's, you know, I could have had them turn off most of the lights are off, but my glow and grows are in here. So, all right, I need the tree before I can move any further. I also need the BioShot. So guys, what I'm doing is I'm essentially taking some firma here. That's going to be my base layer. And then I am going to put the tree right here in this basin and then fill in the firma around it. But I also need the BioShot in here because I'm going to put some BioShot down in this layer, and that's really going to help bring out some stuff. Get those roots growing and all that good stuff. Yeah, look at this beast. Thank you. Take that. Got my BioShot. That's about 36 quarts. And I'm going to mix this together. So we're all near the plant roots. Now, we dump. So, you guys know I've been busting my butt working with different facilities, accredited zoos, and we've been doing a lot of exhibit work. So if you guys are ever interested in having BioDude come into a continuing education or working with some of your exhibits to make them fully sustainable and healthy, let us know. So you guys can see I'm putting a ton of firma in here. Just so that way I'm aware how many bags we got left. It's getting hot in here, so take off all my clothes. I am getting so hot, I can't take my clothes off. So, I'm really looking forward to this build because I love emerald tree boas, and they are, by chance, one of the neatest arboreal species of snake that you can keep. So, one thing to keep in mind is their bite. It sucks. I can't say I've been bitten by an adult, but I can tell you I've been bit by a subadult and that it doesn't feel very good. But as a species, a lot of them are wild caught. So you need to be really careful with what you get. Go through a full quarantine procedure, deworm, make sure that you are, maintaining a really good, accurate like temperature, humidity, things like that. Sometimes they come in not wanting to eat what you want to feed them. And sometimes they come in with mites and ticks and there's a whole bunch of stuff. So you just want to make sure you do your due diligence. All right, so as I'm spreading this moist sphagnum moss, I'm obviously concentrating a good amount around the tree because the places that my large shrubs are going to be, I want to make sure they have their humidity that they need. Got some more firma mixed in, got a couple big old bags of the oak leaf litter. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to mix in all of that BioShot as well as a little bit of azomite, as well as a little bit of calcium is in there too, as well as some cork bark chunks. All right, so now I'm just going to mix it up really, really good. And let me tell you guys, it was probably 100 degrees in that cage. And the dust from the substrate, even though, I tried to pre-moisten a lot of it, especially to jumpstart as much of its success. The Uber driver is going to love me. Guys, this is about 10 inches deep. So this big piece of cork, guys, when I get my pieces from Portugal in, we specifically set aside these giant ones for exhibits just like this. So we know that we're going to be hiding, but at the same time, we want them to be accessible to everybody. So, nope. I'm a flip. That big piece right there, let me see if I can do anything with this. Yes, I can, as Eddie Murphy would say in The Nutty Professor. Boss man's down with jokes. He's been enjoying his time in Colorado. All right, we got a big old piece of ghost wood. I want the biggest, branchiest piece that you can get me. I'm gonna need 2 of them. Actually, as many as you can provide me. Then I will need the lickety-split philodendron.
You can drill them in if need be.
How do I drill?
You have to drill into it. Do what? Do you want to do it in the concrete or into the wood? I mean, this whole thing is concrete, right? There's no soft spots. Okay.
So that's gonna sit here for just a second. What I need is some big plants. Before I continue anything else, big plants. And then I need to know what big, great.
I'm so sorry. Let me deep root it for you.
Huh?
Let me depot it for you.
Because I love this. I think this is great. I think this is great. However, I think we need to give them an opportunity to get a little bit closer. So I'm going to need to somehow build up this area as well while keeping it up to par here.
Do you want the Bella?
Yep. Ugh. All right, and back here, I'm going to put the Bella palm. All right, so this is going to grow up. So, do we have any other giant pieces of tubing? That'll work. Give me this.
Huh?
Do we have any more?
Bringing zip ties, and we can drill it into the cork tube if you want.
No, I understand. Do we have? So this I want to drill.
Want more giant tubing?
Yes.
Got it.
Because we won't need to drill anything.
Okay, got it.
I just need another big cork tube.
Yeah.
You guys could say that I did not do the easy way, but that's okay. It's all about how much fun you have while you're doing it. All right, Ghostwood. Ghostwood, just put it in my hand. Ghostwood, put it in my hand. A good size for this bottom left corner. Hook me up. Well, I told myself before leaving for Denver, I'm not dealing with contacts. Josh, you don't need to wear contacts. It's not that bad. Today, I'm a fool because these glasses keep sliding off my face. Actually, that works for me. All right, I need one more big piece. Ghostwood. Boom! That is wedged. So this we're gonna screw in. So this to me is busy.
So it gives it
Yeah,
some light.
I'm gonna need some moss. I'm just figuring out. Okay.
We also have pink quills to bring some stuff up.
So I am personally, that I can deal with. And this is okay, but I feel like I can do better. Honestly, I'm not going to put anything else in here. I can't fit anything else. So what I'm adding up here are, in my opinion, opportunity zones that'll hold water as they mist. Water that drips will collect in there. Just give the snakes an option. So it was really hot in there. So it's going to take some work on their end to keep up with this. So it's going to need a lot of bugs in here, a lot of isopods, a lot of springtails. Probably we're going to have to make sure when we mist, they're going to directly be misting the bromeliads, directly misting the pothos, directly misting these plants up over here. You know, this side I left to be almost unobtainable. I mean, not unobtainable, easy to get to. That's where the water bowl and stuff's going to be. The only thing that I can say is getting in and out of here for them might be a little bit of a challenge if they had to physically remove the snake, but you know, hopefully it'll work out just as well as I envision this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We do have some moss, right? Some show grade. All right, so a lot of this moss, I'm trying to keep it at a focal point where they will be able to reach it at all times. So if they need to pull it out, if they need to mess with it, they have the capabilities of doing so. Overall, with these final touches, that is all I'm comfortable fitting in this enclosure. I really hope you guys like it. All right, guys, so we're closing up our day here at the water monitor exhibit. Now, this exhibit, this is all his. Now, you can actually see him up there kind of just chilling. Looks like he's starting to wake up for the day. So it was a really, really good day. We did a total of 9 exhibits in all day. As you can see, I'm completely covered. I'm pretty exhausted. But I think we did a great job. So I'm just going to quick highlight, show you guys what we did. This is for a ball python. So, you know, simple Firma setup with some cork tubes, cork flats, and some of your other higher end, hardier plants that I expect to be able to handle. Of course, they're adding their cleanup crews, so springtails and isopods are definitely going to be established in here within the week. They're going to be misting this tank about twice a day, making sure that moss stays nice and wet, making sure we get a good humidity and thermal gradient. Over here, I know, look at these guys. Hi, can I pet you? Oh, so precious. Yes. Got distracted. Okay, giant bunnies. So these exhibits turned out amazing. So the leopard geckos for this exhibit, they're already out. So as you can see right here, we got a pair right back down there. You can actually see her. She looks almost gravid to me. They have a bunch of room in here. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's a really good interactive way to show kids, families come in here, the Uromastyx. So obviously this isn't the Uromastyx permanent enclosure. They're actually working on getting him a significantly larger enclosure. As you guys know, Uromastyx need a big enclosure. But to get us started, this is what we're rocking with. Obviously, we got an earth star, we got some of the elephant feed, the aloe vera, slate rock for basking, and then the different cork levels and stuff. Over here, we got these built for the normal Agamas. As you can see right here, the Agamas they look to be really enjoying their little new establishment. They have a lot of different basking areas. They're running ceramic heat emitters in there, so you can't see the basking light, but I can assure you that slate is probably reaching over 100 degrees. You know, simple ghost wood with some slate rock and some Oklahoma Creek stone mixed in there. Milpani with some cork bark flats. And then down here, everybody's favorite, we got a little bit of we got a beer dragon in here. So he is the only one who lives in here. Hey, you want it? You want it? He's like, I don't know. I don't know you. We got apples. You want an apple? Yeah. So as you can see, he has a little bit swelling around his jaw. So almost every single critter here has been a rescue. So a lot of these guys came from not so good situations, and customers can come in here. They learn about, you know, how they ended up acquiring this animal and why, and then they educate the vast majority as to why these animals need the special level of care. Now, in these open enclosures, you see, they are actually custom making a wood top that's only about this wide. That's gonna go here to here and here to here. Now, what that's gonna have is what I'm assuming is a Power Sun UVB or a UVB bulb, heat bulb combo, with then your Aqua Sky fixtures for your plant lights going over here across the top. And it's going to be this way for the leopard gecko too. So these cages are going to be a lot more illuminated while providing secondary basking areas, which I feel is going to be really good because it's going to give the critters options. And you guys know how I always talk about options in my video. So we built these for the tiger salamanders. You can actually see one of the guys right here. You notice how we have the LED in the back? We're keeping it centralized in the back so that way they have some darker areas to get to. Simple enclosure, larger water area. It's really easy to get this water bowl in and out with how I scaped it. Ghost wood with some slate and some different live mosses mixed in here. We have we have bromeliads as well as some pothos here, but I wanted to give them as many layers as possible. So we have the slate rock stacked, which has different internal layers. We have cork bark stacked right here with the Milpani separator. So there's a lot of different areas that they can go in here to chill. And that's exactly what you want when you're keeping this species. So as we keep going, they have 2 rescue Cresties in here. So we all know that Cresties do like to, they're pretty active, and you can see both of them in here. So I tried to give them as much open space as possible just because it is a horizontal enclosure, so they don't have as much height as they would normally have, but I think I gave them enough opportunity zones to be able to feel comfortable. So obviously there is some areas in the back that they can snuggle in under the leaves because that's where they get in tight spaces. Running a simple rig here, ghost wood with some live moss, terra fauna with hydro grow. Got some different cork bark flats into the back so they can get nestled into the background. again, but hopefully the hope is that these guys are going to be out enough so that way the people that are coming here can look at them and enjoy them, just as we are. And then we got this bad boy right here. So you guys watch me put this together. This is for the emerald tree boa. The emerald tree boa, we're still going through a little bit of a quarantine phase, so we're not going to be in this cage for a little bit. But this is definitely going to need to settle. The plants are going to need a lot of water. They're going to have to play with the humidity and the heat. But for starters, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I really hope that everything continues to thrive in here. I'm really excited to see that. Really excited to see how that progresses. Then I think that pretty much concludes our journey here at the wonderful SeaQuest here in Denver, Colorado. Please make sure to come check them out, and please check out my website too at thebiodud.com. Visit my website and my point of sale Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, and Saturday, 10 to 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed yet another edition of a BioDude working on some exhibits. Thank you all for your support. The Dude abides.
All right, there you go. Putting them in there. Oh. Nice.
So I also just learned that this little one's name is Stevie Nicks. So BioDude's having a great day with the Nicks. Yeah. Yeah, hello. Yes. Oh. No chin scratches. Yeah.